Okay, now that you have seen the key points of the course, I'll walk you briefly through the curriculum of the course, what you will be getting from this course, and you will learn how to debug and be ready for the real world at the end of this course. And so in the first week, we look at introduction to web development, and then we look at what the course covers, the goals, and how to get the most out of this course, of course, which is what we are doing currently, setting expectations, learning about the objectives, and seeing the course roadmap. And in the phase 2 of the first week, we are going to be seeing how the web works. Okay, so here we will break down how the web works. We'll talk about web hosting and why it is essential. So imagine learning about the engine that drives your car before you start driving. Okay, so that is why it is important for us to learn about how the web works. And so in this, we're going to look at topics like client server architecture, web hosting basics. Of course, as absolute beginner, you might be wondering, I don't know any of this stuff. Don't worry, you don't have to worry. I'm going to explain it to you as easy as possible, and if there are even some things that you don't understand along the way, don't mind. As you practice and practice, these things become part of you. No stress, no pressure, just enjoy the adventure. Free adventure, of course. And then also in the first week, we're going to be looking at introduction to Visual Studio Code, because every developer needs an editor. So the VS Code, Visual Studio Code, is our playground. So we'll set it up together, customize it, and show you some cool tips and tricks to make your coding experience smoother and enjoyable. So everyone needs to download this Visual Studio Code, and I will show you how to download this software. And so in the second week, we're going to be looking at the HTML basics, and we're going to HTML basics, learning the building blocks of the web, and we're going to be learning about the essential tags and the element. So HTML, I don't want to give too much, is the skeleton of the web page. So we'll cover all the fundamentals, the tags and the elements, and you'll create your first HTML page, which is to be welcome to the world of the web developer. So it's like learning the ABCs of web development, which is very important. So we'll cover topics like the core HTML basics, the tags, and important elements. Later on in the course, this phase 2, we'll also dive deep into more complex HTML elements and attributes. So this is where we learn about forms, how to create a form, how to create tables, how to create multimedia elements. So in the third week, we're going to look at the CSS fundamentals, introduction to CSS. So you learn how to style the web pages with CSS. CSS add styles to your HTML structure. So we'll learn about the box model, the selectors, and the basic styling techniques. So think of it like dressing up your web page to make it look appealing, or think of it like being a painter who paints the house with different colors, or a decorator who decorates a hall. So the CSS is what we're going to be looking at, the different styling techniques. And later on in the phase 2 of the course, we're going to be looking at advanced CSS techniques, and we're going to be exploring the advanced techniques like flexbox, grid, and animations. So this course is fully packed for you, and we look at topics like responsive design, advanced layout techniques, and animations. So this course is fully packed, is fully loaded. Don't miss it. So if you are interested in this curriculum so far, don't forget to like this video. If you have not liked this video currently, like it now and subscribe, and also share to your loved ones, because I want to give out as much as possible to as many persons out there for free, and you liking this video will make YouTube to share this video to as many persons as possible who are interested in this course. So in the fourth week, we look at introduction to version control and web accessibility. The version control systems in this course will be looking at Git, especially Git. Most persons actually believe that a version control system should not be taught early in programming, but I will recommend that the version control system, especially Git, the basics should be known, should be understood early on in your programming journey. So version control system, especially Git, is like having a time machine for your code. So you will learn how to track changes, how to collaborate with others, and ensure that your project are safe from accidental deletions. So you learn how to create repositories, you learn how to upload your code, GitHub for instance, so that other persons can see your code. So in this course, you can upload your code to GitHub. The version control system is something we're going to be learning in the 4th week, and in the phase 2 I will be making sure that that the website are accessible to everyone, including people with disabilities. So when you build your website, you want everyone to be able to access it, especially persons who are disabled. That is where accessibility comes to play. So the old videos out there do not take into consideration accessibilities, and there are also new accessibility tools that are out there now and best practices. So for instance, the keyboard and the mouse navigation. So these are some of the things we'll also be looking at in the 4th week. Are you still with me? Stay with me, don't go anywhere. Stay and see how the curriculum spans out. After the CSS fundamentals, we'll look at the JavaScript essentials, and that comes in the 5th week. So understanding the language that makes the web pages interactive, which is the JavaScript. JavaScript brings interactivity to your web page, and we'll cover the basics from the syntax to control structures. So it's like adding brain to your web page. And then later on, in the phase 2, we look at the JavaScript debugging techniques. We look at tools and methods to debug JavaScript. We'll cover topics in like console logging, error handling, and then C debugging tools. Just like the HTML and CSS, debugging JavaScript is very, very important, and we'll use tools to troubleshoot and then fix certain issues, making your JavaScript run smoothly. And then in the 6th week, we look at JavaScript and the DOM. Of course, this is not DOM from Fast and Furious. So JavaScript and the document object model. So we are going to be understanding how JavaScript interacts with the DOM to manipulate web pages. This is very important. If you don't understand what I'm saying, do not worry, do not be scared. It is a journey. So before we get to this point, you would have understood a lot of things that will make this other part easier for you to learn. So that's why I said it is a foundation, and we need to start from the very basics, no skipping of steps. So we'll learn how to manipulate the DOM to create dynamic content. So this is where the magic happens. And hold on before you leave. And also we have the advanced JavaScript techniques later on in this course. So we're going to be learning industry approved practices for writing efficient and effective JavaScript code. So the topics we'll cover includes asynchronous programming, promises, and advanced functions. So with the advanced JavaScript practices, you will refine your JavaScript skills with the best practice, and we're going to be introducing the asynchronous programming. It's all about writing efficient and effective code. And in the 7th week, we're going to be looking at how to use external libraries and web enhancement. So the external libraries can add powerful features to your site. We'll learn how to integrate these libraries into your projects, extending their functionalities. And of course, the web enhancement pages, we're going to be looking at tools and techniques to enhance your website and ensure it works correctly. So the topics that we'll cover in this part includes performance optimization, JavaScript unit testing. So enhancing your website is key, and we'll look at tools and techniques to improve site performance, and then we'll also introduce unit testing to ensure that everything works as expected. So in the week 8 is going to be our final project and deployment. So you're going to create a dynamic portfolio with API integration, advanced techniques using CSS Flexbox, grid, and media queries. So this is where you showcase your skills. So it's a comprehensive project that ties everything together. And of course, there are also in the phase 3, we look at self-assessment tools. So these are tools and techniques to assess your knowledge and your skills. I'll also show you online quizzes, coding challenges, and project reviews to develop your skill. And in the phase 4, where to go from here. So there will also be guidance on what to learn next. We'll talk about where to go next in your learning journey and provide resources and guidance to help you continue as a web developer. So in conclusion, like I've said earlier, you can enroll for this course by subscribing to these videos and also by clicking the description section, the link to the form. Kindly fill out the form so that you get notifications when the videos are uploaded. You also get access to the codes. You also get access to the assignments. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn the notification on